Hello and welcome to Divine Horses and Humans. I'm Jason J. Divine, aka the Dyslexic Horse Guy. You are in the Polida playlist in the round pen. So let's get the boring bit out of the way first. Call to action: Google sympathetic nervous system, cortisol, and Google Dr. Stefan Peters, and then tell me what you find out down here, because when it needs to be taken more seriously. Horses learn through their sympathetic nervous system, and it needs to be taken more seriously, and especially here in the British equine industry. So if we talk about, I'm dyslexic, so I'm neurodiverse, I see the world very different to normal people. I worked in the industry for over 10 years of 25,000 hours, no longer will, because they've got it all wrong. So I'm going against tradition, I'm going against the grain, I'm going to swim up current into this and try and educate people that there's a better way, and there's a big hole in the British equine industry with this thing called a foundation that's groundwork, right? Because all you've got is lunging, yeah, and long lining that I'll give you a 50-50, right? But you haven't got any of this stuff on the ground, because if you run into trouble in the saddle, because that's where they're all about, it's the destination, and that's getting in the saddle and riding. They don't put in enough prior preparation on the ground with the horse, so when problems show up in the saddle, well, it's not problems, it's solutions in the saddle, they've got nowhere to go apart from lunging and long lining 50-50, yeah? So it's about teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. There is no I in team, but there's you in you know what. And that's how we have to look at it between the horse and the human, right? Divine, horses and humans, yeah? Right, that's how it works, teamwork. So let's get on with it. So talking about the sympathetic nervous system, if you're suffering with any kind of fear, anxiety, anything related like that, you need to go and check out the sympathetic nervous system. So I'm going to come in here, my right arm to her right side onto the wither. Yes, and that's completely correct. I'm working from the wrong side. I should be on the left, right? But the left is for the old school warriors, the cavalry. I don't carry a sword. So why is everybody still getting up on the left and doing everything on the left? Because of what? Tradition? Well, it doesn't seem to be working out too well, this tradition thing, does it? So you can see she's got to move on already, because that's what she does. So let's just see if we can get her to untrack or disengage. Yep. And we get her to come over here. So we're getting that herd behaviour thing going, right? We're getting that whole, what they would call Monty Magic, where it's nothing like that. It's no tricks to it. It's not, you know, it's almost like the Mirror Man, yeah? This is what we want. So you can see she's gone quite at it, because she's quite white-eyed. Ears are back, right? So she needs to move her feet. So I'm going to come around like this. Yeah, good. Right, I don't see, she wants to keep me on the right. So we go to the left. So she's obviously more happy with me on the right side. Very small frontal lobe. Remember, there isn't a lot of reason it doesn't cross over. By using their sympathetic nervous system and cortisol, we increase a thing in their brain called dendrites. Go Google it. Dr. Stefan Peters, go Google him. And the British equine industry needs to take this more seriously, because the other bit that concerns me, and this is how you should be able to move a horse, just your finger and your thumb. Not with the palm of your hand. That's another problem I see. I'm not going to stop using the word problem, because I hate it as a word. That is the other trouble I see that human beings run horses into, because they don't know how to move horses on the ground. They just know, they push them around, and that makes horses really, really heavy, right? And I know this stuff works really, really well because I got to do this sort of stuff with green polo ponies that had never seen a polo field, had never played the game, and this is what I did at the beginning of it. And I worked with a professional polo player. He did all the saddle work to stick and ball in, and I did the stuff on the ground. And then he would come to me and go, this horse isn't doing this, this horse isn't doing that, this horse is not good at this. Yeah? So we'd look at what we were good at, what that horse was good at. She's really good at a stop, she's really good at a turn on the left, but not so good on the right. Right, so that's where we need to work, isn't it? We go and work on the right hand side. So we go and work on the right hand side, and we teach her how to bend, like you just saw what I was doing. And then we use a round pen to teach them. We want them to turn into the fence, so they bend into the fence. So then I'd leave that horse alone. And you see how she's like in mirror mode, yeah? Because now I've become the mirror man, right? So I want her to reflect me, because that's what horses do. They reflect us. So if you've got a horse that's got a problem, as you would put it, that problem's yours, because that problem is being mirrored from you. Back up, just back up. It's being mirrored from you. Because you don't get horses with horse problems, you get horses that have a problem with a human being or human beings. Right, so she sort of dealt with that. And this is what we need to understand. And this is where I'm saying the sympathetic nervous system. And like you can see, she's a little bit busy. She's like, see her, and that head movement, you need to watch this for horses. This head movement, that's dominance. She's challenging whatever it is that she doesn't understand. But I don't care if she cuts the circle off, I don't care. I want her to clear herself from this cortisol. See, now anybody, the way she ducks into that fence teaches her to bend. But so many people here go, oh no, that's disrespectful, it's showing your gun. That had nothing to do with being disrespectful. It's to do with a bit of panic because they're turning outwards. But you can, that's the bit, right? Because normal people, not neurodiverse people, dyslexic people, right, think in a straight line, right? So what I try to do is I try to use everything. Everything that turns up is an opportunity for the horse to learn something and for me to learn something. Because at the end of the day, what this does is, yes, it gives the horse a better chance of being able to deal with the human pressures of life, right? Because it's all our pressure. This round pen's ours, that ball, this stick, it's all ours, it's not theirs. See, as she looks, she gets going because I was flicking the string about, see? So she's getting a move on. Right, so she's still a little bit, I want to be in there. I want to be in there. I want to be in with you. Right, I want to be in on the spot, on the X. But we've got something going on here, right? I'm sitting on the ball now, and she stood right behind it, where just a minute ago she was snorting at it. And this is another thing, this is a value of doing nothing. The human beings find really, 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 really hard to do, because they've got to be doing something, because the British equine industry, we need to work harder to make out that we're smarter and that we're smarter than horses. Let me tell you something, horses will outsmart you every time, outturn you, outwit you. And it's only a question of time before they actually start to fight back at you. because it's us that teaches horses to fight. Because I've explained it before. A fight is something that you go and watch the NBA or whatever it is. NBA is it? I don't know what it is. But a fight is a physical, where there you go, take it away. It's a physical thing. UFN, UFA, what is it? Ultimate Fighting in an Octagon. That's a fight. This is a verbal argument, I'm telling you. And if I come up to you and go, grab you by the arm and I drag you, no, you're coming with me, that's assault. What do you see the most common one with horses? So one I see is the first and the third one. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to stand here and keep it like that. I come in here with my shoulder that's nearest to her. I'm going to turn, put my right onto my right, and she's going to take off. So she's going to turn back into it. No, yeah. So she looks at it. So if I can get her to look at it. See, look. Do you see how she looked at that and almost followed it? So you're giving them a chance to be prepared for something, anything. You're not just expecting, and you're not sat up on their back and running yourself into trouble, getting dumped on the floor, could break your elbow, your shoulder blade, your back, even die, because you keep running this horse at this same object and they keep stopping. And you're up there just pushing and kicking, and it's not working, is it? No, it's not. Because you've got to understand, what we've got to understand is it's our pressure, and it's our responsibility to teach them how to deal with that pressure. Don't just assume that they're going to deal with it. It's called leadership. It's called being empathy and being able to see the world through a different pair of eyes. I'm very good at that because I'm dyslexic, yeah? Neurodiverse, so I'm very good at seeing things through another pair of eyes. I have empathy. Because when I went to school in the 70s, basically didn't understand what dyslexia was, didn't even know what dyslexia was. But one thing they did know is how to set an example of you, how to make you feel pretty worthless and make you feel, yeah, punishment. She's very punishment. And you see how she's getting on, she's getting a move on. So this is like the flight mechanism cutting in. Right, so we're slowing up a little bit. Right, well, you can remember, Pleader is the newbie around here, Shirley, aka Shirley, right? She's the newbie around here. She was rescued out of a field. She was abandoned in a field, and she was in a god-awful mess when she came to us. Yes, we got some silver spray going on her back right leg there, and we're using clump cream to treat the problem because there's some scar tissue under there. She's not got a very good knee action on this side. She's got something going on there. But I'm not going to write her off. Just like Naranka. Naranka's like 42 years old. I'm not just going to write her off. And I think that's another problem in the British equine industry. Everybody's obsessed with young horses, 5 and 6 year olds, and they've got no education in them. And they expect them to know everything that a 15, 16 year old, but they think the horse is old at 15, 16 years old, and they're not. They're not, they're just coming into this sort of prime at that age. Come on, Pleader, get your head wrapped round it, love. No, get your head wrapped round it. See, and this is what I'm saying. Do you see how she's like, wasn't aware of that because she was in flight, she was panicking. No, I want you to go through that. Right, now, I'm going to say you can stop because you went through it, and you can come in here. No, you can come in here. No, you can come. Right, go on then, go that way then. She still doesn't get the signal to come in, but she went through it. but she's pretty fast on the right. So let's go back here. And let's turn her back the other way. Tighten that up a bit. No, there's that pattern. You've got to stop that. But she went through it. She went through it. But she keeps speeding up, see? Right, she needs to slow down. Right, come on in. And I said, this is where somebody's got after her, right? And she gets fearful because they're a fear-based animal, right? Ultimate predators. Ultimate predators. We eat meat, irrelevant to you being a vegan, whatever, right? We shoot things, we use leather, we kill animals for our own sport, for our own hobbies, for photographs, for pleasure, right? Everything is wrong about us to a horse, but they accept it. Because I think the other thing, horses are very, very forgiving to human beings. And some of the human beings I've worked for in this British equine industry should be ashamed of themselves of what they do to horses. Absolutely ashamed of themselves. And they call themselves a horse lover. Yeah, right. I'd hate to see what you class as love. But that's the thing, you know. I heard it all at school. Oh, doing it for his own benefit. He's going to learn. Because he's just, you know, making out he's a fool, he's stupid. He's going to learn, and we are going to teach him to learn, and we will use everything in our power to that. And we have to use violence, we will use violence. And because you got thrown into the mix as well, you've got mum and dad that have gone through quite a violent divorce, and basically mum's left and mum thinks I'm a liar anyway, because she tells the boyfriend that I'm a liar, and she tells my dad that I'm a liar. So I'm telling her I can't read, and she's saying, no, you're a liar. You need to apply yourself more. But there again, I wouldn't change any of it, because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. Because I wouldn't see the world through this pair of special eyes I have that's called dyslexia. Right, she stopped. Yeah, so what side am I on? First base. And what side are we on? The right. So I'm going to work with the side that's offered. So, move. So now she's put me on to the left side, and see what we've got. But this side's going to be a little bit more. There we go. So we stop, take it away for a bit, but keep it on the go, then come back. Cock leg, flattened off, got a nice red eye because she's got very much an egg eye. She's gone a little bit wide-eyed, but we're dealing with it. So the more you do stuff, right, I'm going to take it away once she stops, so I'm going to just take it away and let it go down there. The more you do this, right, the more dendrites you're going to increase in their brain. And the more of a relationship you're going to have, because the key to all of it is the relationship. That is the key to it, right? You put the relationship first, right, and then you go on the journey, right, to the destination. where it's not about the destination, and it's not really so much about the journey, it's about the company you keep. And then when you start to work as a team, right, things change. So, racing car driver, when he's in the car, it's I, because it's him and that car. When he's out of the car, it's we, because it's team. Right? So, American football, when the quarterback has the ball, it's I, and he is making a decision for the rest of the team, and the rest of the team is going to protect him and put themselves in a position that they need to be to get that ball to goal. So teamwork, there is points where it's I, but 75% of it is we. And it has to be a balance. So that's a balance of leading and following. It's a balance. That's what teamwork is about. Leading and following. That's how it works. Keep it going. No, I don't want that. I'm going to cut you off here. I'm going to cut you off. But we're going a lot slower at it. But she actually kicked the ball. And this is the thing, if I had more time, I'd let her move her feet more. But, you know, you can only do a certain amount before they actually start to get bored of it and it starts to get monotonous. Let's just have a quick lap the other way. And that's why I said at the beginning about if you keep doing the same thing, you're always going to get the same result. And it's like, if you don't change something, right, it's always going to be the way it was. So if you're getting dumped off your horse when you come to a certain object or certain place in a moment and time, right, where are you going to go if you haven't got this stuff on the floor? Where are you going to go? Come on, girl. That's what I wanted to do. She's getting it. She's starting to read it. And as I said, somebody abandoned her and just left her in a field. And that's why we took her, because like there's an abundance of horses out there that people don't want because they've locked up, froze up, they're aggressive, they're this, that, and it all comes down to some human being being a predator on their arse. Because we are the ultimate predator. They are a prey animal, and if you stop them from moving their feet, and you think this barbaric way of breaking a horse is the way to do it, you're off your head. You're completely off your head. But the British equine industry is just full of them, absolutely full of them. They're either they're lovely, oh, you know, I love those, just or they're just on the other spectrum shouting, screaming, horrible. There is this middle ground. Nobody can stand in this middle ground. And then an idiot like me turns up that tells everybody I'm dyslexic, but I see a problem. Oh, you can do it like that, or this, it's that, and then I get it sorted. Everybody loses their mind. Why? Why? Why does everybody lose their mind? Because they fear it. So, talking about fearing it, it is 10 to 9 on the 4th of July 2025. So, happy Thanksgiving to all the North American posses out there. Don't work in human time, right? That's one reason for the watch. Second reason to watch, severely dyslexic, like I said. I struggle to read the time, I struggle with numbers, I struggle with month of year, trying to practice at it. So I'm showing you through me going through some discomfort, I find comfort and I become better at it, right? And thirdly, you need to work in the horse's time, not in our time. Because if you're going to run against this with horses, yeah, you're going to run into a lot of trouble, and it's going to catch you real fast, because they're a horse. They're not a human being. They don't have human values and emotions. They don't have a conspiracy going against you and have this small army in the background that's plotting against you. It doesn't work like that. But when you go predatory on them, and you will go predatory on them because that's the way the British equine industry's been taught you how to do it, because they're just living completely in the dark ages because of tradition. And like I said, I'm not a warrior. Do you see a sword? Do I have a sword? Am I going into battle? Even polo is a right-handed sport, but they get on the horse from both sides, right? It's a right-handed sport, but they get on the horse from both sides. They have to when they change. So that's your horse you're going to change on. Another horse, they come in, ride on here, and then they get off there and they get on there. So the horses are more balanced. That's why polo ponies make great hacking horses, because they're so relaxed. And to tell you why they're so relaxed, because they're exposed to so much. That's why they're put into environments, and the horsemen that deal with them, right, just like manana, manana, manana. That's what it's about, and they understand it, like they understand flexion. And that's the part of it. I've never witnessed anybody in the British equine industry do this. Most important part. Hugely, hugely important. So, for that one, thanks for checking us out. If you're still here watching, thank you so much. Go and check out some other content, past, present and future. Really appreciate you staying around. If you've got something different, go do something different. So that one, we'll catch you all in the next one. Ta-da.